We're very happy with the use in Hatch. We're actually seeing improvement in our numbers where some of the other platforms we used, we were actually kind of seeing go the other way. It was causing more complaints and decrease in our results. So Hatch is definitely working for the better.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm the supervisor for our team. I'm a call taker myself as well. And then I have 3 other call takers on my team. So we have a total of 4. Our CSR team, we do inbound calls, outbounding calls. We also are our inside sales team at this point too. We don't have a specific inside sales rep. So we also do all of our estimate follow-ups. We handle pretty much all of our customer communication in and out for scheduling. Also reviews, promotions that go out. So we're pretty hands-on for everything with our customers. We start everything from our leads that come in, our speed to leads in Hatch. We go through our lead follow-up. From there, we also have nurture campaigns, try and get retention services booked from existing customers. We have set up to use for our missed calls. So any calls that aren't answered, they're getting a quick response in Hatch. We also use this for customers that we've done installs for review requests, follow up on those, maintenance, memberships. We use it pretty much, like you said, start to finish all the way through, and then repeat that cycle and try and get that customer back in for another round of service. Yeah, so we have call takers from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So during that time, our team is more hands-on in Hatch. Typically, the Hatch bots will kind of just take that first message, that first initiation, and then as soon as we get some customer engagement, it's being taken over by someone on our team. And then outside of those hours and on Sundays when we're not open at all, we really depend on Hatch to keep that conversation going, even take it into booking. So then when we do have someone on our team available, we take it over at that point. One of the big benefits with Hatch is when those leads come in, most of our lead sources are pulling in with some type of contact information, some type of like the service request information that's there. So the bot will take the customer through that conversation and confirming their name, phone number, address, email, kind of roughly what the service is. We have them take it all the way through into booking. And then if there is any, question or concern that comes up, or when a call taker is available to jump in, we can kind of jump in and take that over at any point. But the bot is going to be there whether we're not available or we're just spending our time, on something else. And we go, okay, the bot's got this one. They can confirm this information, get us closer up to the booking, and then we take over. That helps us to be able to get to those leads very quickly. Some of them, especially if you use like Angie Ads is a notorious one. You can get that lead that comes in, you call them a minute later and they're already scheduled with somebody else. So that speed on them is really everything for that. Some of our lead sources, we get very protective over our leads. It's, money going in, money coming out. They're everything for keeping the company going. So there is some reluctancy to let go of leads a little bit and let AI take that. I was telling Kristen that's something we've sort of established trust with Hatch and our bots at this point. We started using this in August. So probably after a good 30 days of it, we established okay, we can trust the bots. We can let go a little bit. They are going to handle this for us correctly, get through a lot of those redundant, frequently asked questions, get us up to the point where it's really going to be essential for us to jump in and save our time. So our team is loving it. They really like that any work that goes into trying to secure a lead and securing that booking doesn't get lost when we aren't available. That's something we were seeing a lot of where, sometimes it takes a week to get in touch with a customer and then they're messaging back and we weren't available at that exact moment to respond to their text or their call that we've been trying to get for a week, and you lose it and it takes another week to get in touch with them. So the bots will jump in and grab that for us and keep the conversation going. We didn't really have customers that were getting upset and frustrated with it. Some of the call takers on my team would get frustrated if they saw the bot didn't answer this right. I could have answered it this way, and like I said, letting go and building that trust. But where we were able to go, hey, this isn't right, let's get it changed instantly. And then you can change it for customers that are already launched into the campaign. So those updates are instantaneous. And you guys, like I said, the Hatch team is great at being responsive of that. If I'm like, hey, we have an issue, I can't figure it out myself, we need to get this fixed right away. It's something very easy to toggle on and off the campaigns and the workflows in Hatch. So if there's an issue that was coming up, we needed to really address and fix, just turn it off. We'll hop in a quick meeting with you guys, hash it out, come up with solutions, get it fixed. fixed. There's the test feature in Hatch, which is really cool. I actually, before we even launched Hatch out to our customers, I had my team play with the Hatch testing one so that they could get the experience of going through.
Like the playground, the phone
Yeah,
playground?
the phone playground. Yeah, so there's like a little phone app that comes up. You can send a message and practice with your bot. So I had all of our call takers go through and do that a few times, different scenarios. I told them intentionally, I'm like, be the difficult customer that you get. It's going to ask all the questions.
I love that.
Challenging.
Oh, that's funny.
We wanted to test the bot as much as we could and see what it could handle, what it couldn't handle, so that we could set up the proper bailouts for any kind of customer complaints or questions that needed to be pushed over to a team member. And I think we've got it, at a pretty good and secure spot now. Not yes and no. We don't really have our bots set up to disqualify too much. We would rather we have it set up for a bailout. So if there's a service we don't offer, a service area we don't offer, anything that comes up where the bot's kind of like, I don't know if this is something that I can take you through to a booking for, it'll bail it out and send it over for someone on my team to take over, because we still would rather handle that with the human touch to it. If it's calling that customer to let them know it's not a service we offer, give them a referral. If it's out of our service area, we want to have that human conversation with them, and then be able to give them referrals, kind of help point them in the right direction, because you never know, maybe they have a home that's 3 hours out of our service area, but they also have a rental that is right up the street. And so we don't want the bot to just outright be like, oh, we don't offer this service, sorry, or you're out of our area. So we bail those out for a takeover. Definitely the amount of time it saves across the board, from everything from leads to missed calls and estimates. We've seen not only just the booking percentage increasing, but also our overall quantity increasing, because we're just having more time to
do the right thing
more and make more, I call them money moves. And so we focus more on our money moves and are able to do those things than having to go through a list of 400 missed calls that we're manually reaching out to. We can get alerted right away. Hey, this customer is engaged with you. They're wanting to schedule, they're wanting to approve an estimate. And then those are the customers we're really able to hone in and focus on. So on Monday, because Sunday is our day that we don't have any coverage, no call takers, anything on Sundays. And I will say on Monday, it is so much nicer to come in, and our booking tab, we have 20, sometimes 30 that are in the bookings tab that are a combination from Hatch AI and our answering service AI that we use, that are taking care of our customers from 7 p.m. on Saturday all the way up to 7 a.m. on Monday, and bringing them through in the booking tab for us to reach back out to on Monday, then coming into just missed calls, unresponded. So we are seeing a lot, probably at least double what we were previously getting booked over from that weekend. We're big fans of AI and automation and the new technology that comes out. So we're always trying new things. I think in that process, we've kind of seen stuff that didn't work, and Hatch, I can say, has been working. We're very happy with the use in Hatch. We're actually seeing improvement in our numbers, where some of the other platforms we used, we were actually kind of seeing go the other way. It was causing more complaints and decrease in our results. So Hatch is definitely working for the better. The customers that are texting in, because that is a big one. The phone calls get forwarded into our phone system and Service Titan. They come up for us to answer. Those are not the LSAs that we were not booking or having a hard time retaining. It's the ones that message in, right? Because then you're having to wait for the email alert that you got a text message, go on to the LSA dashboard, that whole process. So the Hatch campaign for the text messages is where we're really looking to see that. Our percentage of those messages to phone calls, though, is pretty low on the amount of messages we get in. So I'm hoping within the next month we'll see some good numbers coming back from LSA. I personally am a firm believer in responding to the customer in the way they're reaching out to you.
Do it.
Meet them where they're at. If they want to email you, email them. If they want a phone call, give them a phone call. If they want the text message, give them the text message. So it is great that Hatch sends text messages, it sends emails, and then it will forward calls into our call system if they prefer a phone call as well. So we can kind of hit all three of those bases. It's probably my favorite workspace in Hatch that we have currently. And that's because our missed calls and abandoned calls, predominantly being done all manually for us. Everything from pulling a report to making those return phone calls, sending a text message to check in, all manually. And for our company, our call center, we don't have any kind of IVR or way to direct calls to different departments. So everything comes in through our call center. So we get everything from the vendor marketing sales calls to the calls for dispatch, calls for technicians, calls for booking service. We do the estimate, everything comes through. So we do have a higher percentage of missed calls than I would like that we're able to get back to quickly. It takes time to listen fully to what that missed call was, check up on the customer, reach out, kind of see what they need. When Hatch was able to start pulling our calls directly in from ServiceTitan, we set up that campaign for the missed calls, and so far we've already been getting some bookings out of it. We have currently 51 that are active in the campaign and engaging and responding with us. It's great. It's as soon as the call ends, it sends the notice into Hatch that the call was end. I have it set up for our calls that are less than 60 seconds that were not answered by a call taker. And then those are the ones that we're sending a message out to. Hey, we just missed a call from you. How can we help? What are you looking for?
And does that, Chelsea, does that go into like an abandoned call cadence? And that first message is immediate, and then do you have a couple after that, or how'd you set it up?
Yes, yeah. So it's the first call or the first text is immediate at launch, and then we have a second day message that goes out to follow up. I have a third day, a fifth day, and a seventh day.
Love it. Cool. And you're starting to see some pretty immediate results from that.
Yes, yeah. So we have from I said the 50 that are in the campaign right now, 12 of them scheduled and moved over into getting scheduled, and then 17 of them we have in our team takeover that one of my CSRs is actively talking to, trying to get booked. And then we had 3 of them that I'm showing that it was like a butt dial missed call. It was not an intentional call for service, right? Which that helps because a lot of them are that. A lot of them are.
And then you're wasting human time going.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, we do have a lot where, especially our customer base is, we're older home specialists. So with that, we have a lot of older customers, and technology is not always the highest skill set. And so we do have a lot of where we just got off the phone with the customer and then they accidentally called us back, don't know that they called us back, and then maybe that happens a few times. So we're still getting that response back to them and the good customer service, checking in, hey, we got a missed call from you. But it's great for them to be like, oh, sorry, that was an accident, or wrong number, my bad. It saves us so much time not having to do those manually.
It's a great story.
One of the best things about it is that consistency across the board. We utilize the quick response options in Hatch a lot, so that helps us have uniformity and consistency for the same we're giving the same message to customers. So having the follow-up process automated with that makes it so much faster, and secure that they're all getting the same message. Something that's also a huge benefit with Hatch that we didn't have as much as with some of the other companies we worked with is you guys, your team is really great. I meet with our Hatch rep probably once a week and I'm emailing him constantly. He probably gets sick of me. But you guys are really engaging with us and helpful and responsive if there's something that I can't figure out how to do or I can't figure out how to tweak. And then you'll do a really great job at teaching me so then I can jump in and do it myself. Or if it's something that I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth or the time to get around to, you guys are really great at helping us get our bots set up correctly, getting our campaigns set up correctly, all of the integration and changes we need. So we also didn't start right off the bat with 20 different workspaces and a bunch of different bots programmed to do things that we were trying to correct and manage at the same time. And we started our integration with only a couple of our speed to leads, getting those bots trained and tested. And then once we felt like pretty secure with them, we're okay, we can add more into it. Then from there, we added the estimates and the reviews and the missed calls. And now I have like 4 other workspaces I'm about to add in. So building up to that, I think was also really good for us and key. Just because it keeps our team engaged and motivated to keep booking and doing their job as well as they can. We go through the booking tab in ServiceTitan opposed to scheduled right onto like the dispatch board and into the tray, because we still like everything to have a human touch at the end of it before it goes out for the technician. So the Hatch AI will take it up to that booking, send it into the booking tab. It will still tell the customer, thank you for, confirming this. It gives them a few options on when they'd like to schedule. And then it tells them, we'll have a live agent give you a call as soon as they're available to confirm this with you. And then when it comes into the booking tab, we give that customer a call, just confirm that everything the AI brought into the system is accurate and correct, confirm we still have availability for when they chose, and then we're booking it into Service Titan as a job from there. And I saw a few messages about other people using Hatch and not having as much success with it. I personally spend a lot of time in Hatch, probably a little bit more than I should, but there is a lot of time and effort that goes into setting it up. Buy-in from your team is a huge part of it. I think it's anytime you're trying to integrate anything new, getting your team on board with that is a big part of it. So working with my team in getting them to really utilize Hatch and use it to its fullest potential, giving them the time to see results, for them to see. My main speed to lead guy, all it took for him was that the one customer that it was taking him a week to get in touch with, not getting a response, and then he's on his lunch break and they message back in and Hatch picked it up and he's able to secure that. That was his buy-in for it. And he's like, okay, this works. Even if he's only relying on it to cover him on his lunch breaks because he wants to grab those leads when they come in when he's here, it's at least seeing for him that, or showing him that that Hatch is working and can help. Getting that buy-in from the team is huge. And then just working with your bots, working with your rep. I am someone that I will bug my rep and I will email him every day. And
we love you for it.
Yeah, so I think some of that too is you really get out of it what you put into it also. And the more you're going to spend in setting your campaigns up right, adjusting the messages that go out. We've had to change our messages 4 or 5 times to see what works, because it also doesn't work exactly the same as your delivery coming from manual person reaching out. So you kind of work on the wording, getting things that fit right, playing around with it, tailoring it for your company and your customers. And then I would imagine you'd be happier and get some of the success and results you're looking for.